not the podcast you are looking for.
If you're looking for the same old content delivered by the same old people, you are on the wrong pod.
This podcast has life form. You are listening to Stash and Lash.
You're listening to Stash and Lash, the show where we talk about everything that unites us as Mexicans.
One living in the U.S. and one living in Mexico. The Stash and Lash Show. Is this thing on?
What is up, people? Today we have a fun episode for you. Once again, you have your two amazing hosts, El Estacho con la...
The Lash. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Oh, my friend, how are you?
I am good. You look relaxed. You just sound like you just like in Zen. You've been relaxed? What's going on? You just have this cool demeanor to you today.
I don't know. I just have to dress for the occasion. If you can see the title of this video, but no. I'm fine. I'm good. I've been better. I'm not going to lie. I had a very crappy week, but I'm looking forward for the next few days. This is airing on Friday, and that Friday, the February 11th, is my kid's birthday. So If you don't know, I have twins. And they're turning 7 years old on Friday, and I'm terrified because we're getting closer to the double digits, but pretty exciting. I hope we have an amazing weekend.
Yes. Well, again, wish them an early happy birthday for me.
Thank you.
They're probably gonna be spoiled.
Yeah, we're going to have a big party on Saturday. Hopefully the weather is good and it's beautiful because we want to go to the beach and enjoy so the kids can play on the beach. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
That's why you're zen right now, because you're like, okay,
I think
before
so.
it gets crazy busy, I'm gonna
think so. Yeah.
Well,
and how are you?
I'm good. I wanted to share the shirt. I was like, this is a shirt I was waiting for.
No.
From last episode, I wanted to wear this so bad because I had the Daniel LaRusso headband, the Miyagi-Do headband. But I wanted to wear the shirt with it to say, hey, I'm all about, LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, right? The combination. But it's never late. Here it is. I have it.
Awesome.
So, Eagle
Love
Fang.
it. Eagle Fang Karate.
So
awesome.
There you go. That's my counter to your Cobra Kai.
Perfect.
But we had a fun episode last episode, right? We definitely, talk about, something that we grew up with that is topical now. Please, if you did like that episode and you're a big fan and you know somebody that's also a Karate Kid fan, a Cobra Kai fan, let them know, hey, watch this, listen to the episode with Stash and Lash. They covered some fun facts by G. Fun fact, she had a list of them, which is amazing.
we went hard on the research. But yeah, if you have somebody you can recommend the episode to, we covered a lot of fun facts, unknown facts, actually, a lot of them. So yeah, it was a fun episode, and I hope you enjoyed this one too.
Yeah, and before we go into today's topic, because today's topic is all about love, the day of love, more, Valentine's Day as well, the holiday, but also a day when a lot of money is spent. It's definitely
oh my god,
some money that is spent, and it's funny because guys see it that way, but the girls probably go, "No, what are you talking about? It's totally worth it. Shower me with presents and food."
Yeah, like that's a downside in a way. I mean, a lot of people might like that, but yeah, one of the things I looked into is that this is one of the busiest holidays / festivities, along with Christmas and Halloween and Easter, money-wise. So yeah, there's a lot of money spent, a lot of presents, and a lot of things that we're going to talk about later on. Yes. But because we all like the nerdy stuff, why don't we start with a little bit of history, my friend?
Yes, and history is where we're going to start. Now, one last thing, though, G, I want to, right now it's really big, especially something that's connecting both of us. The Winter Olympics are happening. I know a lot of, us Mexicans don't follow the Winter Olympics as much. I say most of the Mexicans in the U.S. do, because the U.S. cheering for the U.S. side.
Sure.
But for the Mexico side, there's really not a lot of athletes, right? We had very little. But right now there is a Mexican who is, what they say, la está quebrando, or he's like
La
basically
está
just
rompiendo.
la está rompiendo, quebrando. See? Thank
It's
you.
the same thing. It's the same thing. I gotcha.
Lessons by G. Here's our boy. So Donovan.
Look at that.
Yeah, Daniel Carrillo, man. He is
Donovan Carrillo.
from Guadalajara, isn't he? He's from Jalisco, no?
Yes.
So he's definitely one of our favorite athletes right now. Everybody's following him. Look at that outfit. What the heck?
That's amazing.
Dude.
That's amazing.
The fact that he's representing Mexico, plus he's also highlighting our culture with this outfit is just amazing. And again, just if you don't know at this moment, he is has it been 30 years since we've had an Olympic athlete actually in figure skating.
In this, exactly.
But he's the first to make it to the final rounds or the qualifying rounds for the programs.
Yes, pretty
That is
exciting.
awesome.
And backstory on him a little bit. He's 22, and there are no there are proper skating schools here and there in Mexico, but not not at an Olympic level, like a competition, like a high impact competition. And he used to train in in the rings inside malls. So because there is not a specific academy or something to train athletes at this capacity or level, so yeah, he's starting on his own, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's
He's
an amazing
very
story.
amazing story. And right now, of course, everybody's talking about him, and I hope he gets the support he deserves. This is not only for the Winter Olympics, where we barely have any athletes because Mexico, we don't have like that kind of an environment to do this kind of sports. But overall, all the athletes in Mexico deserve all the praise and support there can be. They're awesome. They're amazing. It's a lot of work behind this, years of dedication and hard work that goes behind all these people. So
Yes.
Donovan, un abrazo, and
Yeah.
you're doing great. You're doing great.
You're super proud of you, man. This is where, again, like Mexicans that we are, we like to rally behind each other, right, when it comes to these things. So wishing him the best. And like you said, hopefully this brings awareness for more athletes to try other sports that they're not. And again, this is the resiliency of being Mexican, right? We find a way.
Right. Exactly. We find a way. I mean, who would have thought? Right. And he going into the finals, and what the amazing I was listening to the broadcasting in English, and everybody was in awe, like, this is amazing. He's like all smiles and so cheerful, and the songs he used for the routines, everything was beautiful about it. So we're hoping, I mean, I know it's difficult to aspire to a medal. That's pretty hard considering the I think it's Japanese, the current gold medal defender. And it's a lot of competition, but the fact that he's already in the top 10 in the world
is a huge
is
accomplishment.
amazing. Exactly.
The fact that everybody has, the means, the rinks, the resources, the experienced coaches that they do, the where he's at is impressive. All right, G. So now let's go into the fun facts of this time of the year. So this is like Valentine's weekend. A lot of couples, whether they're married, they're dating, or you're trying to conquer that special someone. This is where we really don't know how this started, right? We kind of have an idea, but there's interesting backstory behind this. So, G, if you don't mind kicking us off, tell us a little bit about what you know, and then I'll fill in the dots or the blanks along the way.
With pleasure, my friend. Let's go to the nerdy part. History. Nerd alert. We need sound effects like here and there, like nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
So the tradition of Valentine. Okay, February overall is considered to be the month of love, and the reason behind it is it's called Valentine's Day, and it's also called Saint Valentine's Day because of Saint Valentine. So the story goes back, like way back to ancient Rome, where we have this emperor called Claudius II, which is also known as Claudius the Cruel. We're going to know about this a little further. And yeah, they were at war. He was always known to be going to war a lot, most of the time. And one of his army generals came to him and they're like, "Hey, we just lost this war because we were numbered by this army, blah blah blah." So he got pissed, of course, and he was like, "What's going on? Go and find more men to be in my army because we have to win this, blah, blah, blah." So this general goes out to recruit a lot of men, and these men said, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going because I'm married and exactly I'm in love and I don't want to leave my family behind and I don't want to go to war." Okay. So they go back to Claudius and he gets even more pissed. Angry because he was like, "What the hell? I need men. So, and the reason behind not people joining the army is because they're in love. So he banned marriage and he banned all relationships and everything that has to do with being married and being he wanted single man that didn't have that engagement. And yeah, so that's that part.
That's crazy, right? So when you think about it, I can, and think about today, right? Let's say our governments decide, you know what? No, you guys can't get married. No,
nobody can get married.
Dude, talk about an upbringing. Yeah, F it. You can't, and I don't know if Claudius, the emperor, he, I don't think he thought it right, because if you don't get married and then they're not going to have any little soldiers coming up,
Exactly. I mean, come on.
Like after maybe 20 years, he's like, "Where are all the men? Where are the babies at?
I need more men." Right, exactly. But again, it was like this little mind of his that it was, I don't care, but about anybody.
I want to win now.
I just want to win right now. Exactly. So what happened was that a lot of couples that were getting married at that time were getting arrested because they dared to disobey the orders of the emperor. So that happened, and came along this really nice priest called Valentine. Exactly. We need sound effects. You know what I'm saying? We need like some angels singing in the background.
Like a little flirt. Yep.
Exactly. And his name was Valentine. He was a priest. And he was like, I don't think he said this actually, but F it. I'm going to keep marrying people. Maybe. I don't know.
He must have seen, he probably said it in Rome. I don't know how the word is for F it in Rome, but he went, rough it, Rough it.
So he was like, you know what? People's happiness is more important than any war, blah, blah, blah. And he kept marrying people on the side, like, side. I'm going to do it, but you cannot say anything. We're going to do it in this part of the
somebody
village.
Must have snitched.
Oh, of course. Of course somebody snitched. Of course, because, hello, drama and history. So, of course, somebody snitched, and soldiers came and arrested him, of course. And when he went with Claudius to an audience for his arrest, he was like, yeah, I'm going to help people. I don't care. I want people to be happy and to be fulfilled. And he was like, okay, so you're getting executed. Exactly. So what happened then is that he was in jail, of course, and people that knew his story still wanted to get to him, to marry them. So a lot of people couldn't reach him. He wasn't allowed to get visitors. I'm going to get that in a second. So people started throwing flowers at his cell and presents, like ofrenda, like how do you say ofrenda?
Like offerings.
Like an offerings, exactly. And you can probably start getting all the stuff about what it's at the end of the day, Valentine's Day.
Connecting the pieces.
Connected the pieces. So he started getting a lot of roses and flowers and presents and whatnot. And what the story says in history is that one of his guards had a daughter that she was blind, and she came to visit him in his jail cell, and they started chatting here and there, and long story short, he prayed for her and she could see, and it was a miracle.
He
performed a miracle, and she could see. It was a miracle. Everybody was happy, and they fell madly in love. So they were together for a little while, and
before he was executed.
Before he was executed, actually on February the 14th, he was executed, exactly. And that's how the legend started. And also, after he was executed, he was not allowed to have visitors, and he was like, okay, I cannot see her name, and he wrote a letter, and at the end of the letter he was like, I love you, you're Valentine. So that's how
drop.
Exactly. So that's how the festivities, or what history says and the research says, that's how the tradition of Valentine's, and that's why we think about couples, about marriages, about giving flowers, about giving candy, about writing letters and cards and everything.
Would you be my Valentine?
Exactly. So
Wow.
that's that.
Wow, G, good job. Good job,
Thank
G.
you.
That was a great story. I mean, I don't even. Man, I was just sitting here like this is. I can have G tell me a story any day. Okay, what's for story time today? No, G.
We have to talk about La Llorona at one time.
Yeah, but you got to do it with the creepy voice. You can't do it. You can't do it like this voice. This voice
Of course,
is more
I have
pleasant.
to do it creepy.
La
of course.
Llorona. But so yes, everything you said is a lie, because I researched something totally different. No, I'm just kidding. It's the same thing.
There are a couple of other theories.
There were other Valentines too that were like kind of contenders. I guess it was multiple, but this is the most popular one, and the one that makes really makes the most sense when it comes to all the pieces, like you said. A couple things that just to add to what you shared. Prior to that, a couple things that I researched was that there was actually a holiday that the Romans were celebrating called Lupercalia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Lupercalia, which is a Roman holiday, and it was between the 13th and 15th of February. And it was a festival that's supposed to be repelling evil spirits, but also purifying the city, and also releasing fertility and health.
Yeah.
And there was a creepy thing that I read, and let me know if you saw this too, that they would basically do some sacrifices, and they would take like the goat's blood and skin, and they would, smack it on doors, but also women. They would hit the women, be like, "Tómala, get over here."
Yeah.
I was like, that. I mean, how? I'm glad. I mean, I wonder why that wasn't popular. G. I'm surprised we're not doing that today.
Right? Like, hello? We have goats in every corner.
They're everywhere.
And it was said that it was because spring was coming, so it was all about fertility and about romance and sex, and there were like a bunch of orgies and stuff going on. And
Rome was wild.
Rome was wild.
Yeah.
And there was like this game where you put your name, you saw that, you put your name in a little basket and you took it like, Juanito. So you paired up with Juanito, and you had to hook up with him for an entire month.
I think the whole year.
It was a year. Okay.
Yeah, he'll be like, oh, okay, I'm Juanito. How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
I like how you picked the name Juanito. Like it's like instead of like hey Paco or a stronger
Juanito.
name. Yeah.
Juanito. I was thinking about Juanito.
Pacote.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's so cute. You thought of Juanito. See, there you go, G. I mean,
shout out to all Juanitos watching.
No offense. But hey, if you lived in Rome back then, someone might have pulled your name. So you never know.
You never know.
Again, not a very popular. And this is where and a couple other facts that I learned, right? So yeah, you also looked at, did the research there, but it was also dedicated. I guess the holiday was dedicated for a Roman god called Faunus, which is, if you ever saw the image, it looks scary. It looks like a fawn, like an animal looking thing, and something they were also part of the. It's a god of agriculture, is what it is, which makes sense, right? We think about agriculture is fertilization, of plants and the living things. But then also, I guess there was a connection there to the founders of Rome, Romulus and Remus.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, right? So that was that. But of course, to your point, the Catholic Church, started going, okay, that's fine. But then it started seeing like, this is getting nasty. This is
getting bad. Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like this. Like, no. So they, the Pope decided to step in and said, we need to change this up. We need to figure out a different way to get, stop this madness.
Yeah.
I think it was Pope Gelasius declared that February 14th be Valentine's Day, and then they had to find a saint, and that's your story, right? As it led up to that, they said, hey, this would be a great saint to celebrate this with.
Yeah, and that's a sweet story. I mean, it has a sad ending, but again, you cannot think about any Christian Catholic history without the sad ending about someone getting sacrificed or the martyr figure, right? So yeah, that's the story we know with Christians and Catholics about Saint Valentines.
Saint Valentines. And again, to your point, there's all that connection, the flowers, the card,
the letters.
The letters, yeah.
The ending quote, like, you're Valentine, you want to be my Valentine. Yes. And
and there it is. And that's how we are today. And of course, as between Rome and now, several thousands of years have passed by, and it's still very popular today. And of course, including here in the U.S. and in Mexico, is celebrated, as well as other countries across the world.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So let's talk about modern times now. So, today we're the weekend of Valentine's, and it's one of the most, again, another holiday that a lot of money is spent. A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Here's a couple fun facts for you, G. Roughly how many roses are sold on Valentine's Day? Red roses specifically.
Oh yeah, because red roses are love, like passionate love.
Yeah, that's something a lot. So a lot of gentlemen out there, different color roses mean different things. Be careful what kind of rose color you give out.
They do.
Yeah,
they do. And red specifically is like love, passion, like this, So be careful. If you're giving away red roses, you're giving a message.
You are telling somebody something. You're like, hey, I see you. How you doing?
Exactly. How you doing? So how many roses? Is this worldwide or just in the US?
This is... Ooh, you caught me. I'm going to say just the US.
Just the US? I don't want to...
No, I think this is worldwide. This is worldwide. This got to be. I'll give you the number. And then we'll decide. Okay.
Yeah. Go.
224 million roses.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's the US. I think that's the US. Because if you talk about dozens, some people get carried away and do like 20 dozen roses to have a lot of money. I don't know. That's a lot of roses regardless. 224 million roses.
That's a lot of roses. A lot of roses. But yeah, maybe that's just in the US. I mean, I guess there's a lot more. Because
that's ridiculous.
I think this can be celebration, festivity, or whatever, that it's pretty much celebrated worldwide. That's a wild guess, but I think it is.
It could, yeah. I mean, it's several. I know it's definitely several countries for sure.
For sure. Because money is money. Again, we're talking about the celebration and how sweet that first story was. But at the end of the day, this is business. This is money making, and money making. I guess right now all the people that sell roses are like, yes, it's coming, it's happening.
Oh yeah, it's like their Super Bowl of events, right? Like when you think about people that sell roses, Valentine's has to be either the biggest day or one of the biggest days that they sell. I mean, because you think about roses are typically given for anniversaries, maybe birthdays, graduations,
Mm-hmm.
but those are sporadic throughout the year. But this is one day that is like a big,
And
massive sale.
specifically red roses, right?
Hmm.
I guess.
Specifically red roses.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about what would be the, because I'm sure there's going to be a big difference in price range, and I don't know if you know this answer, G, but for a dozen roses, if you were to guess what that would cost somebody there compared to here, I think here in the U.S., oh gosh, you can. I mean, there's also a variety, right? I would say if you want a really nice dozen roses, oh man, I would say you're going to spend probably about $60 to $90.
Really?
No, no, no,
$90?
no, no, no. 50 roses, maybe. Yeah, I would say about 60. Yeah, $40 to $60 is what I would say.
Okay. I was thinking, I mean, it's been a while. I used to give flowers to my grandma often, but she's not here anymore. So, and I used to buy her roses specifically. And I remember it was like 24 roses and it was around 500 pesos. I think it's $25. I think that is.
Let's do my, yeah, about 500 pesos,
Mhm.
15. It comes to about $10, $8.
What?
Oh, I put 150 pesos. Never mind.
Oh my! I was like, what is happening?
500, 500, right? 500.
Yes,
I
500.
said so. $24. Yeah. So
Yeah.
actually, you're right. If you're gonna go spend like online in these fancy places,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to spend like 40, $50. Now,
Okay.
if you go to like a grocery store or maybe get like a lower end place, probably
Mhm.
like $20, $30. So about the same almost then.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
And I think if over there's probably several places you could probably get it cheaper, right? If you have
Mhm.
your places, but interesting. So that's one thing, right? Roses. And another fun fact about roses that I found out, and let me know if you know any other fun facts, but I found out that the red rose is also a symbol, and the reason why it's used is used because Venus. That was Venus's favorite flower, and
Okay.
she's the Roman goddess of love.
Yeah.
So there's
Indeed.
that. And then the
Okay.
connection with her is that her son, or the son of her and Mercury, another god,
Mhm.
they had a son named Cupid, who is also used
Oh.
in Valentine's Day, right? And we're
Yeah.
familiar
Yeah.
with Cupid in Mexico. What's the name of Cupid?
Cupido. Cupido.
Cupido.
Ajá.
So,
Cupido.
it sounds like somebody went, who did a Cupido? I was like, I'm sorry, it was me. I didn't mean to
Sí.
Cupido.
El angelito Cupido is usually this little figure, like childlike, baby-ish, with
Mhm.
wings, and has this little arch with the arrows were like little hearts, and they will shoot, and you will instantly fall in
Fall in
love.
love with the
Exactly.
first person that you
The
see.
person, exactly. Cupido en español, Cupido.
Cupido.
Yes.
Okay, well there you go. So that's something I
I
found
didn't know
out.
that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So red roses.
Teamwork.
Cobra Kai and Eagle Fang. What else did you find out, G? What are the fun facts?
Well, the fun fact, I mean, right now, nowadays, is the fact that people spend a ridiculous amount of money on this celebration. Either as you're trying to date somebody, or you're already married, or whatever the reason is, there's a bunch of things you can buy on this day, like from flowers, candy, chocolates specifically, jewelry, like a lot of jewelry is bought and given away on Valentine's Day. A lot of engagements and weddings can happen during this time.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to be cheesy and be too personal, but my in-laws, which I love dearly, got married on Valentine's Day. So that's pretty romantic. But yeah, a lot of people have that excuse to get engaged or be with their significant other and spend a lot of money on food and go out to dinner, flowers, chocolates, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, somebody was like, "We're going to dinner! Yay!"
Exactly.
Did you say dinner? Yay!
Dinner? I want dinner. I'm sorry, the kids.
It's true. You know, you spend a lot of money in these fancy dinners, right? And like you said, but it all starts when you're a little kid. And let me know if it's the same thing in Mexico, G.
Mhm.
But in the U.S., when you're a kid, the thing that you do as a kid is that you give out Valentine Day Valentine's Day
Mhm.
cards to your
Mhm.
fellow students, right? That was always a tradition. I remember in school when I would go, approaching Valentine's, we would go to the store and we would buy the Valentine's Day card. We would get our favorite characters, right? So like
Mhm.
Ninja Turtles and whatever is a popular character that we like, the Sims and all of these, and you would write the name of the student. That took a lot of work too. I remember my mom would help me out at night. We would get the list of all the students. We would write down their names. If there was a special message we wanted to say, if there was a crush that we had on the girl.
I was going to ask exactly that. So you got cards for every single classmate, and
Yep.
you would just change the message. So maybe if you're friends with Jorgito, if you're friends with Juanito or Jorgito, you would put like, "Hey man, I love you. You're my
You're awesome.
BFF. You're my best friend." But if you had a crush with Anita, what would you write on the card?
I don't remember exactly. I remember it would be something like,
Aw,
I mean, would
see.
you be my Valentine's? I think.
And what's a proper answer?
I was not Mr. Casanova when I was a little boy. I was very,
That.
I would be like, you're cute. I think you're funny. Like I would do stuff like that, right? But as I got older, then I would try different things. But during that time, yes, I would, we would do that. We would also give the little candies with the hearts, and they would have the different sayings. I would find the sayings.
Those.
I would also find the sayings that were more like romantic-y, cutesy to the girls, and the boys would be more like, you rock, you're awesome. It was weird, like giving that to a boy. But yeah, it was a good time. And then of course you had the kids that would give the cool stuff, right? Instead of the little candy hearts, you would get like real candy or the fun candy. And, it was a good time. But yeah, it was every year, and there was some time my parents didn't make a lot of money, and they still did it for us. That was really I know it's hard, even though right now it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but for back then it adds up. So
yeah, of course.
yeah, and that's just why we have bad teeth. We have all that candy that we ate as a kid. No, I was kidding.
So back here, I don't. Usually when we were kids, I remember, yes, we made cards, but they were normally for our moms. Like I remember, my mom sure has a couple of those. Like, I love you, mom. Like that was the spirit of love back then. I don't remember. Obviously, if you had a crush on somebody, you would give something special. But I don't remember. When I was in college, every Valentine's Day there was like this little tianguis outside the buildings of where the classes were taken, and there were like little stations, and you could buy balloons, cards, candy, and you like, hey, Gabriela is in this classroom, can you please send this balloon to her? And it was super cute because you were in class like minding your business, and suddenly they would knock on the door like, hey, we have this for Juanito, and everybody like, woo! And it was yes, exactly, and it was cute. But yeah, I don't remember that part of the cards. So like you got a card for every single classmate. I don't remember doing that back here.
Yeah, we did that mostly like elementary, and then once we got to like junior high and high school, it was different. We don't do that stuff, but we would do stuff for friends. But yes, if there was a crush that we had, I remember this one story that I had a crush on this girl, and of course my mom, she was very strict. Like, you don't have girlfriends, no boyfriends, like very strict, protecting her little nest. And so much that I think she just grew up with that, right? My aunt was the same. Her sister,
of course,
my mom's sister was very strict.
My mom, my dad, yes, of course.
She would always say this too. Whenever we like talk, had any kind of conversation about a girl, she goes, "What are you talking? ¿Estás hablando de arañas?" And I'm like, spiders, las arañas. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I always associated women with spiders, apparently.
Oh my god.
So my mom was very strict. And then you know what? My mom was strict, but she was also what once in a while kind of be like, okay, you know, it's fine. You know, you can like she wouldn't let me forever. And it was like the day of Valentine's Day, right? We're going to school. I was like, oh, I really wanted to buy something for this girl. Like my mom's like, she knew that I wanted to, and she pulled over on the side of the road. These guys were selling, you know, little bears or roses. She's like, she gives me money. She's like, go buy it. And I'm like, really? So I went, bought it, give it to that girl. And I don't remember. I think the girl was like, yeah, thanks, whatever. But I remember that my mom said, yes, you can do it. But she was very strict. Yeah, she was not, you know.
Mexican moms, right?
Yep.
Super strict. Yes, like the speech, you don't have time for boyfriends. You need to go to school.
You go to school.
Train. And yes. I know that speech. I know that speech.
I know you're gonna do that pretty soon. One day, teens coming up.
Oh, I don't know. You have teens already. You have teens. What's the deal with that?
I know.
What are they doing on Valentine's Day?
Well, my daughter Tina has a boyfriend, right? So that's been tough. She's 17, so I guess I don't know.
Are you jealous? Are you a jealous daddy?
No, not. Yeah. This is for the time there, G. Man, you're getting a little too personal here.
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing, and this is, I don't know if it's an every dad thing, but I don't. It's good. It's difficult because you feel like nobody's good enough for your daughter. You want them to find the best. So nice kid, nothing wrong with him, but always like I'm like, oh, you can do better.
Sure.
So that's where I'm at. And my boys, no, they can care less right now.
Okay.
And they're like 14, 15, right? And then they're like, whatever.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, we'll see. Before you know it, I mean, right now, the day I see them and they have showered and they don't smell, I would be like, they are now interested in girls.
Okay. Okay, it's happening.
So, G, be careful with that with your boys. You're gonna start to smell some interesting stuff in that bedroom. It's gonna get funky.
Oh my god!
Stinky feet, armpits. They don't even know how to. They got to tell them, hey, there's deodorant. This is what you use it for. You know, the underwear. They're like, are you wearing the same underwear for the week? What do you have a brand? Boys are nasty. Watch out. Watch out, Lash.
I know the perks of being a boy mom.
So here's another fun fact. How many cards were sold last year or in the year for Valentine's Day in the U.S.?
Wow. I mean, like physical cards? I would believe.
Like Valentine's Day cards, yeah.
Yeah, but I will believe that maybe, well, I don't know. I don't know.
145 million cards.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Roses take the lead.
Yeah, of
224. Yeah. I didn't look up chocolates. I should have looked up chocolates. Chocolates, I want to say chocolates might beat flowers. I don't know.
You think?
What do you think?
I think so too. I think so too. Yeah, maybe candy is the most.
Well, if you call candy and chocolates are different, no?
Yeah, but you can give like chocolate is, I think, the most popular, but you can give, I don't know, bombones.
Oh, okay. Here's a quick little thing. So only 36 million heart-shaped candies were sold in Valentine's Day. So, all right. So
with the messages, right?
No, chocolates, just chocolates. No, those are different. Those are the candies. Yeah. Okay. So flowers are the most flowers way to go. So what are your thoughts on flowers, G? Because there's some food for thought that, yes, they appreciate flowers. Some say, you know what, I like them, but they die out. I'd rather get jewelry or I'd rather get something more.
I'm so annoying when it comes to getting me gifts, presents, or anything like that because I'm allergic to flowers, to most flowers. Like, yeah, I mean, I know that I think they're beautiful. I really appreciate it, but I'm like, oh, they're so... They're so... I mean, I can't.
Really?
So, yeah, if somebody asks and I'm like, can we skip the flowers? I'm more of a candy girl, like chocolate. Yes, please. Ice cream, like go out for a dinner. I really appreciate like a good dinner. And of course, if you happen to have jewelry, that would be awesome.
I'm not allergic to that.
I'm not going to say no.
I'm allergic to ice, to sparkle stuff.
But yeah, I mean, flowers is not my gift of choice. That
You
for
cracked me
sure.
up. I was waiting for that too. I'm like, oh yeah, but my jewelry, you're fine, right? Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
Come on, yeah. If you happen to have a piece of jewelry with you, give
Just
it to
saying.
Just saying.
You're like mine.
me. Yeah.
So interesting stuff. Yeah. Again, that's one of those things, right? There's some people that love it. They appreciate. I mean, most people appreciate it, but at the same time, some prefer to go to a fancy dinner or an experience. A couple ideas. So thinking about like, hey, let's think about creative ideas, right? You can go cliche and say, hey, here's some candy and some roses.
Mhm.
Everybody does that, right?
Yeah.
I think the best way to do Valentine's is just do something different, out of the ordinary, something that you put some thought into it. So here's some recommendations that I've done and I've heard of other people do. One of the things I did is for Valentine's Day, when I was dating my now wife, one of the things we challenged ourselves, say, hey, for Valentine's Day, instead of giving each other candy, flowers, all that stuff, or a card, let's make something and then give it to each other. Make it. We're gonna
Like handmade.
like a DIY thing. And then we gave each other a budget, right? Like say, let's keep it within this dollar amount. And that was fun. Like that was super creative. She ended up making me this, when it comes to, I like industrial stuff and things to hang up. So she made these hooks out of piping and then a clock that looked like from a bicycle. And it actually she made it into a clock and it worked. So I was like, that is so cool. And then what I did for her is that I got hourglasses.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put I collected the sand of places we've traveled. So the beaches and places. So I put the sand in there. And then of course we labeled them. This is from, the Virgin Islands. This is from, Sedona or different parts of the thing. And then the color of the sands was different. That was so cool.
That's so sweet.
So again, think out of the ordinary, right? Something like that. And it wasn't a lot of money, right? It's not something that you can always look at and have a conversation about.
Sure. Oh, that's so sweet. Please, people, take notes and be original. And yeah, obviously, if you know your partner, you know what he likes, dislikes. So if you know she doesn't like flowers, you can try something else. If you
Or she's allergic.
Or she's allergic to flowers and she likes jewelry more than flowers. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But yes, I think
But no,
being
she's
original. But not. But yeah, being original, like you have so many things to do. I don't know. That's so sweet. That's so sweet.
So, speaking of, so I shared a couple stories already of me, right? Valentine's Day, my mom, no, nothing in it. Okay, go ahead and buy that for the araña. and then of course DIY, Valentine's Day gifts. Do you have any interesting Valentine's Day stories that you'd like to share of maybe a fun or maybe even a horror one, right? When you're younger.
Well, I have a couple. My dating life overall is pretty boring. I mean, I met my now husband when I was 19, and we're still together. So, I mean, my dating life before that is like very, very, very little. But I remember when I was in the 5th grade, this boy that was in 6th grade that had allegedly a crush on me. But I mean, back then you were like, what, 11 years old? I mean, I didn't even have boys on my radar, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, he allegedly had a crush on me, and one day, and it was on Valentine's Day, he came to me with this huge box, and he was like, here. And I was like, why? Yeah, happy Valentine's Day. I'm okay, fine, thank you. And I opened it, and this was, okay, this is crazy. It was a limited edition Barbie doll with this like huge, beautiful white dress. I don't remember if it was like a bride Barbie. I don't remember. And I was like, what the hell? Why? And it's because, and I remember he speaking to my dad like, I love her. And my dad was like, sure.
Like, calm down.
Yeah. Okay.
Calm down,
yeah,
calm down, Juanito.
Yeah, exactly. No, spoiler alert, his name was Juanito. I know. No. No. I'm just
I was
kidding.
like, I think you're still thinking about that one.
I'm kidding. And it was beautiful. I remember, I've never been a Barbie girl anyway, but I remember seeing the box and was like, oh my God. And I remember my mom picking us up, and I was like, look. Well, she got so mad, and I was like, why is this boy giving you same as your mom? Like, she was like very strict and very like, you don't have anything to be doing with the boy right now, which she was right. And I remember she was like so upset, and the next day she made me return this box to him. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're not even boyfriend and girlfriend at all.
Yeah.
But it was like so over the top. And yeah, I gave the Barbie doll back. And after that, I remember we used to give like my now husband and I were like so like chill. We like to be indoors. We like to be like hanging out and watching shows and movies and just staying in and ordering pizza or whatever. And we'd never been like so like out, like let's go to a club and let's do this and let's do that. And remember that when Valentine's Day, because we wanted to avoid crowds most of all, we gave each other tapes. Like I remember if I had this song that reminded me of him, I would put it in this tape or in CD, and he would do the same. So we would exchange music that reminded of him or me or whatever. And sometimes we had the same songs in there. Like funny enough, it was like, oh, this one is I love this one too, and it's remind me of you. So yeah, that's
awesome.
That's pretty much it.
So pretty much what you're saying, like the mixtapes, like those,
Yes.
like they would put in. Yeah, I did that as well. I've had my stories of creating mixtapes and listening, exchanging and listening, and then you're like, oh, that's a good one, right? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Speaking
and I remember,
of songs,
and I remember when the time I don't know if you remember this, but we broke up a while back before getting married. We broke up for almost a year. And I remember when I just took these CDs and put them in my car, I was like weeping like everywhere. I was like, but because it was like sad to listen to. But yeah, I still have those. I mean, I don't listen to CDs right now, but I still have those as a
memory. They're stored somewhere.
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking of music, so thank you, Lasho, for sharing your stories. Let's talk about you brought up, you said, hey, what give me your top 5 cheesy love songs, right? So I'm like, oh gosh, that's tough. There's so many. So I had to just come up with the first that came to my mind that I thought about, and I also looked at my Spotify account to look at the ones that I had. So you also shared yours. So I don't know. Let's do this. How about we'll do one at a time? Like you say one, I say one, back and forth.
Yeah,
you want to do that?
So yeah. So this is very tricky because again, there's like millions of songs that could speak about love, and I thought about songs more than movies because I think songs are like really personal, because maybe the message that one song has, maybe it doesn't resonate to you as much, because you can relate to experiences and feelings and whatnot. And that's why I thought specifically about asking you about songs, because I think they're so like personal. So my first song is In These Arms by Bon Jovi. I mean, it sucks that we cannot play songs in here because of copyright. But this is actually one of my husband is a huge Bon Jovi fan. Huge. And I started liking Bon Jovi more because of him. And this is one of the songs we had at our wedding. So this is very close to my heart, and it's a very beautiful song. Have you heard it?
Yes. And I wish I could play it right now because I want to make you cry.
No, it sucks. It sucks. Yeah. So that's my number one.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if I won't label this my number one, but there's also good, right? So let me just give you one. So one that I had there was Kiss from a Rose by Seal. Now, the reason why I love this one is I remember this is a time where my parents were going through a separation, again, similarity right there. And I went to Mexico for about 2 years in my teenage years, my junior high year. And this is where the time that the Batman movie with oh my gosh, what's his name?
Which one?
What's his name? That actor?
Michael Keaton.
No, it was after
Val Kilmer.
Val
Okay.
Kilmer. When Val Kilmer came on to sing as Batman, and they played that was a song that was played for that movie, right? What Seal would sing, and I remember just sitting there, and I would just belt it out, and I could see I was like Seal, like baby, you know, I was like, your love is like a love addiction. Na, na, na. I was like, and I would just be belting it out, and I remember like sitting down, and this is cheesy, I know. I remember sitting in my bed with my TV on. And they, you know, MTV music, right? Music, it was MTV music was playing, and that came on the music video, and oh man, I was belting it out like in my bed, and I can imagine my brother and my sister like, what is he doing?
What is he saying?
Kiss from a rose. I was like, it was definitely one that I really enjoyed, and I remember singing, lip singing it and singing it and belting it out. And this is when I was in Mexico before we came back to the U.S. So. That's one of my top 5. What about you?
Awesome. Okay, number 2, it's All of Me from John Legend. This is a beautiful, beautiful song that he actually wrote for his now wife, Chrissy Teigen, which they have a very interesting love story. I love it. I think they're so good together, and she's so funny, and he's a genius, and it's a beautiful song. If you can listen to it while you're reading to the lyrics, it's like so deep and beautiful and passionate, and like I love everything about you, including your flaws, which I know that's love specifically, but the fact that he was like, I even love you when you cry, I think that is beautiful, and that is one of my favorite love songs.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
Another great song. Yep, I would say definitely up there as well. I do not disagree with you so far. I think you have some good ones there. All right, my next one, number two for the Stash Show, is I think this is the title, but it's from Bryan Adams, and it's I'll do it for you.
Everything I do it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was one.
Which movie is that?
Robin Hood.
Exactly. Trivia time.
Come on. This is my song, right? So fun fact, I really love this song, growing up. And it's funny, a lot of the songs that on my list are like 80s songs, which is
of
so
course.
Weird.
Yeah.
But this one I really enjoyed. And then my previous administration, that was supposedly our wedding song. And during the first dance, that was supposed to be the song that they played, but they ended up playing a different song, and I don't remember the exact song, but it was like a get down and dirty song, like I was like, we were dancing, going, this is weird. It before you. Pretty much like that, like I want to rest, like rain, we're like, and this is like, we were so mad, right? But I think it was an omen. Because
oh my god.
Then of course after several years that didn't work out, but now my current wife, when this song came up, she was like, oh my gosh, I love this, one of my favorite. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, this is my favorite song too. Like this, I really like, this is the song that and then we just listened to it and we're like, no way. Now we're like, should this be our song? Because it was like, I don't know. So it's not ours, but it's definitely one that we enjoy together. We have another one, but yes, this is definitely an interesting story.
What song you danced on your wedding?
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
What? Oh, what is the song you? Yes.
Oh my gosh, I am horrible about this. You put me on the spot now, G. I mean, let me look it up for you. I'm horrible with names.
No.
I gotta look it up. Yes, I gotta look it up. I'll look it up.
No. Sing it for me. I know the name if you sing it.
Go to your next one. I'll pull it up right now. I'll find it.
My next one is.
What's your number 3?
Number 3. Spanish, of course. Come on, I'm Mexican. I need my Spanish music, and this one is called Cien Años, and specifically the version of Pedro Infante. This is a beautiful song. This song, my dad sings to my mom all the time. So again, this one is very close to my heart, and it's beautiful again. It says something like, if I live 100 years, I will still love you 100 more. Like something like that. So it's so beautiful. And I'm sure if you're Mexican or Latin, you've heard this song before. So it's beautiful. And Pedro Infante is beautiful. What are you doing? What are you? You're so quiet.
Because I'm trying to fight it. You put me on the spot. I'm like, oh my gosh. But no, that is. I'm gonna say yes.
Head.
you are so mean right now.
I'm not mean. You're supposed
if
to know
people
this.
that are listening to this over over the Spotify and Apple Podcasts are probably going, if they can see my redness right now. You would...
My.
Well, let me give you another one while I'm looking this up.
Oh my god.
All right, this next one is, and again, this is another one that me and my wife really enjoy, right? But there's the one, I'm gonna get it for you, but this is one we love. This one is "Careless Whispers" by George Michaels.
I love "Careless Whispers."
Another
but
80s
let me
song.
ask you something. Okay, I love it too. I think it's one of the most beautiful, sexy, even songs I've ever heard. But my question is, isn't it like more of a heartbreak song? Because he's talking about, I'm never going to dance again, because I think she left him, or the partner left him. I don't know. I mean, it's beautiful, but it's more, for me, it's more like a heartbreak, breakup song.
I guess you can say that too, but you said cheesy. This is when it comes up, so.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, he's like in a way begging her to come back, or begging the other person to come back. Like, please stay. I'm never going to dance again. Blah 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 blah. Please stay. So I get it.
Yeah. So that's one. That was mine, and you shut me down. I'm so sad now.
No, I
never. You know what,
didn't.
G? I never want to dance again. It's enough. It's fine.
If you're listening to this, if you're watching, just let me know, what do you think? If it's a love song or a heartbreak song.
There you go. Let's go ahead and put it up for debate. What do y'all think?
What do y'all think?
Do you agree? Do you agree? Or do you agree with G? Or do you think it is a love song? All right, your next one.
My next one is another Spanish one from one of my favorite artists and my forever musical crush, Luis Miguel. It's called Tengo Todo Excepto a Ti, which, again, to your point, this can be a heartbreak song because, as the title says, Tengo Todo Excepto a Ti. I have everything I need except you, and I want you. So, but it's beautifully, like, well put, the way that if I don't have your eyes, if I don't have your sight, I cannot see anything. Like, there's this part that's my favorite part of the song. Sin tus ojos, mis ojos no ven nada. Like, wow. I need your eyes on me to be, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. You got some heavy ones there. Oh my goodness.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
I know. All right. Next one for me. Let's see here. Okay, Glory of Love by Peter Cetera. Mr. Chicago boy. So this one, I think, they actually played this song in Karate Kid.
Yes.
So there you go. Another connection to the Karate Kid universe. Glory of Love. Be your knight in shining armor.
Yes.
From a long time ago.
Very, very, very 80s. I love it.
Yeah. So interesting. Our themes that we have going on here. I'm very 80s. You have a good eclectic taste. So
I have like a mix. Like, Luis Miguel is like 90s. Pedro Infante, of course, is like 50s. But yeah, it's like the sentiment of love.
Okay, so I had to call a friend, and by friend I mean my wife.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, here it is. So she after this recording, I'm sure I'm gonna hear it.
Look. Okay, I'm gonna shake my head through your entire.
All right, so the song is called "Bloom" by the Paper Kites. So take a look at that one if you haven't heard it. It's called Bloom.
I'm going to look it up
and let me know and let me know. Actually, you can play it for a few seconds before
Oh, what is the
the paper
artist?
kites. The
Oh,
paper
here it is.
kites.
Okay. Just a couple of seconds. I think we
Yeah.
have like 10 seconds ish.
Something 10, 15. Yep.
Okay.
And then yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to listen to that.
Fast forward to the lyric part. Like,
Okay. Wait.
yeah, let's give it some
In the
break here.
morning when I wake and the sun is coming through, oh, you fill my lungs with sweetness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shall I write it in a letter? Shall I try to get it down? Oh, you fill my head with pieces.
I love it.
So there you go. And yes, I'm gonna get in trouble afterwards. All right, here's another song that we played when we walked down the aisle. It was called "Wonderful Tonight" by Eric Clapton. So that was.
Oh, I
another
love
one.
that.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
of course, I know that one.
So, oh my gosh, G, we're burning daylight here. Oh my gosh, I knew we were gonna
over
talk
an
for
hour. Again,
Yeah.
a lot of knowledge, history, nerdy stuff, but also a lot of like personal input here and there. So we got it all, friends.
We got it all. You got to see me get in trouble and draw a blank. And you know what?
Oh
This is us
my
typical
God.
guys, though. This is us typical guys. I'm sorry. This is why we have smartphones, and we're still not smart enough to put these things on the phone.
This is going to be a very huge part of me promoting this episode. Like, you want to see forgetting the song he used for his wedding. Stay tuned.
Oh, stay tuned. Okay, I'm gonna remember that, G. Next, you know what? It's okay. Revenge is best surf code, my friend. Okay, I'll remember this. All right. So, G, we learned a lot. Thank you for your fun facts. You did an amazing job in telling the story of St. Valentine's Day. Also, we got to learn fun facts about current Valentine's Day, about, what we,
How
roses,
many roses?
candies, cards. And we got to share some of our stories of, dealing with that. So, friends, if you want to go ahead and, comment down below, especially when it comes to the song, we had a controversy song today of Careless Whispers.
Yeah.
Is it really a love song, or is it more of a heartbreak song?
Beautiful song. However, I think it's more of a breakup song. But I mean, I want to hear from you.
Yes,
Right?
please let us know down below. So what's coming up next for us, G? So, this is one of the things we're basically talking around topics that connect us between both the U.S. and Mexico. And, so far, Valentine's Day, we had tons of holidays, we talk about pop culture. What's in store for us next episode?
Well, my friend, I'm glad you asked, because we were talking about the possibility. So we talked about Squid Games before, and that was a huge success. Fortunately, thanks to you, we talked about fun facts, behind the scenes, theories, conspiracy, whatever about Squid Games, and because all the Korean filmmakers and showmakers were getting so huge right now, and we spotted another show on Netflix about zombies, and it's called We All Are Dead. Estamos todos muertos. And we were like, hey, should we watch this and talk about it? So maybe we're going to watch it for sure. But we were thinking, because we were trying to get a very educational, entertaining approach to our content, we are going to try to take a deep dive into zombies and the zombie culture and everything that is surrounding this huge phenomenon that it's been around for a while. I was a hardcore Walking Dead fan, not anymore. Not so much anymore.
Yeah,
but I think we have a lot of things to talk about that show in particular. A lot of movies came out, a lot of different kind of zombies we can talk about
already, right? We're already like our minds are like turning around because there's so much we're gonna talk. I don't know if an hour is enough. There's probably gonna be a part 2, maybe a part 3.
Probably. And I know it's not Halloween or anything, but again, we are all about the research and talking about stuff that we are interested in and that we know you are interested in, and we can give it like a fun educational twist. So we're going to do our research, and yeah, probably we're going to be doing a zombie episode.
And we're gonna be in zombie makeup. I was kidding. I don't even know.
Of course. Of course.
We'll figure something out.
Yes.
So that's what it is, right? So again, thank you again. That was for the Squid Games. We had a lot of Korean followers for that episode. And hey, come back. We'll talk about your show.
Come back. We're going to still talking about you.
Come back. But also really tap into this zombie phenomenon, the culture that's been going on, and the different peaks and valleys. I can't wait. I'm excited about it. So with that, G, thank you again for getting me in trouble.
It was not me. It was just a question.
It was me.
I was curious, and
it is funny when you told me. I go back and watch this video, and you're gonna play it, of course. I'm like, you're gonna see crickets going, oh crap, what?
Yeah, like we should play, like, again, we need sound effects. But yeah, hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you like what you see, what you hear, and give us your suggestions of what you want to listen to next. And have a happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Stay safe. Have a lovely day, and yeah, drink water. Stay hydrated. I always tell everybody to drink water. Oh my God.
That's the one way to end and drink water. Bye-bye.
And drink water. There you go. There you go.
Toma agua. This is sponsored by H2O. Toma agua.
Okay, everybody.
Bye.
Stay
Bye.
safe.
Bye.